For the past few weeks, seems like I've been asking a lot of questions. You know what? I'm going to go at that again this week. This week, I want to ask you about what you believe about yourself, God, sex, singleness, and marriage. Because what you believe about these things determines how you live your life. And how you live your life determines if you'll thrive as a single person. Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome back for another week of the Thrive Singles Podcast. A huge thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the podcast or the website. And a big welcome to everybody who's listening for the first time. I'm so glad to have you with me here today. Today, I want to ask you about your beliefs, because what you believe governs how you live your life. We all have beliefs. The emotionally and psychologically healthiest among us do our best to live out the things we believe in everyday life. In fact, studies have shown that. They show that people who live out their strongly held beliefs are emotionally healthier, even if what they believe turns out to be wrong. So it pays to listen to your conscience. Of course, incorrect beliefs can also lead to disastrous outcomes, no matter how deeply held they are. I mean, I can believe with all my being that I can jump from this roof to the next roof. But if I'm wrong, there's going to be real-world consequences to acting on that belief. Like I said, your beliefs affect every area of your life. For example, what do you believe about money? What you believe about money determines how much of it you'll earn, save, spend, invest, and give. That's an important area. You should make sure your beliefs about it are correct. But here are a few more. Like, what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe you're capable of having good relationships? I don't know about you, but after my divorce, I wondered if I was. If you don't believe you have that ability, you'll never succeed. In fact, you'll probably either never try, or you'll make a half-hearted effort that ends badly and reinforces your beliefs that you're incapable. If you feel you're not capable of a good relationship, work at your relationship skills. Learn and practice at it till you feel confident. Do you believe you're destined for singleness or marriage? This is an important question, because if you feel destined for singleness, you won't put the effort it takes to move successfully from being single to being married. Remember, your future is not set in stone. You can change your future by what you do right now. You create your future day by day, step by step, decision by decision. Do you believe you're attractive, or do you believe you're unattractive? If you believe you're unattractive, you'll lack confidence and you will be unattractive. As with many of these beliefs, it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy and a feedback loop, a negative feedback loop. On the other hand, if you believe you are attractive, you'll carry yourself with an air of confidence and you will be more attractive. Of course, you should always work at being more attractive and get some objective input as to how you're doing. I mean, it's a good idea to ask people close to you who will give you honest feedback about how you could be more physically and emotionally attractive. What about this? What do you believe about God? Do you picture God as a loving father or a stern disciplinarian? Do you believe he exists and wants to bless people who acknowledge him and try to do things his way? One of the reasons I could thrive as a single person was that I believed that it was God who put in me the desire to marry and that he enjoys giving me what I desire. Of course, I still had to wait many years, but that was because of me needing to grow and learn, not because God was getting his kicks by toying with me and making me wait. Okay, what do you believe about sex? Do you believe that sex is for married people and worth waiting for? Or do you believe it's okay for any two consenting adults to have sex? That's an important question. Sexual purity is hard enough when it's a deeply held belief. If it's not something you're totally convinced about, you'll live your life as a single in such a way that you will end up having sex with somebody you're not married to. It's almost inevitable. Sex is a powerful force. Do you believe that you're so strong you can never mess up when it comes to sex? Here's how that usually plays out. When you don't think you're vulnerable, you don't put proper guardrails in place. When you don't have proper guardrails in place, you go further and further, and you do end up having sex with somebody you're not married to. It's the people who believe that sex is for married people and realize they're vulnerable and put good guardrails in place. They're the ones who manage to stay sexually pure. It takes all three of those. You have to believe it's the right thing to do, understand you are susceptible, and put guardrails in place. As in everything, what you believe determines what you do, and that determines your outcome. Okay, next. What do you believe about singleness? Do you believe singleness is a curse? Or do you see it as an opportunity? Maybe an opportunity to grow. It's difficult to thrive as a single person when you view your singleness as a punishment or a failure. Learn to embrace singleness. Enjoy the good things about it. If you do ever want to get married, the first step is learning to thrive as a single person. Create a life that you enjoy. Create a life that somebody will want to become a part of. Do you believe you can thrive right now and enjoy single life? Once you believe that, you'll begin to work toward making it a reality. Beliefs lead to actions, which lead to outcomes. And lastly, what do you believe about marriage? Do you believe marriage is a cure-all for your unhappiness and loneliness? If so, you're in for a rude awakening. Those unrealistic expectations will ruin your marriage. Your best hope for a happy marriage is first creating happy singleness. Look, I love marriage. I love married life. But there's a huge problem. Within every marriage are two imperfect people. People who can never meet every need, desire, and expectation of the other person. And maybe you already know that. Maybe you have the opposite belief. Maybe you've decided, based on your prior experience or the experience of others around you, that marriage is simply not worth it. Both of those beliefs are extreme. The truth is somewhere in the muddled middle in between. Marriage is what you make of it. Your best bet for a happy marriage is to be happily single, use your time wisely, grow as a person, learn relationship skills, interact with a lot of people of the opposite sex, and take your time finding a spouse. If you can believe a happy, if somewhat imperfect marriage is possible, that will lead you to actions and lead you to attitudes that give you the best chance of creating a happy marriage. So, till next week. In the end, it's best to make sure that what you believe is true, then live according to what you believe. What about you? At your core, in your heart of hearts, what do you believe? And do you believe those things enough that they affect the way you live your life as a single person? Do some of your beliefs maybe need to be challenged and re-examined? Think about it. Until next time, ask yourself some difficult questions. Settle it in your heart and in your mind what you believe, then live according to those beliefs. And as always, till next time, thrive on. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on.
Oh, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive. Whoa, whoa, you gotta thrive. There's more to life than to just survive.